Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. For today's video, we are going to see where the top 5 NBA free agents at each position will sign this NBA offseason. Pretty much, we are going to go through this article here by Allen and see if we agree or disagree with the selections he has chosen. I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions on each player as we go along right here. Guys, if you enjoy these type of videos, be sure to drop a like on this video. It really does help the channel a lot, and I really do appreciate it. I love doing these type of videos just because I can kind of chill and, just talk some basketball with you guys. Without having to like play 2K and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Also in the comment section below, if you've seen these players and you're just like, that's not a good fit, let me know which fit you think would be great for that specific NBA player. So here we go. The first player we have is Fred VanVleet going to the New Orleans Hornets. Oh, I'm sorry, the Pelicans, man, the bitch ass Pelicans. I remember the Birds now, right? But yeah, so Fred VanVleet had a fantastic NBA season as the backup point guard for the Toronto Raptors. A lot of people do think he's probably going to leave that team and, go to a team where he could be the starting point guard of the squad. There's speculation on whether or not Rajon Rondo will return to the Pelicans. But, I mean, Fred VanVleet, at the age of 24, do you guys feel like he could actually be a really good starting point guard in the NBA? It's going to be interesting to watch. I mean, that's definitely a really good spot for him just because, like, you got Drew Holiday at the shooting guard position who also can handle the ball because he's normally a point guard, but Rondo is playing so well in the postseason. But, yeah, you put Fred VanVleet out there. All of a sudden, you got, like, Anthony Davis to work with. It's a great situation. Gives him a nice chance out there. Who knows? Maybe he'll be the next great point guard for that Pelicans team. Next up, we have JJ Redick to the Boston Celtics. So, the Boston Celtics, for a long time now, have been searching for just a really good score off of their bench. I mean, yes, they have really good players off their bench, but JJ Redick is going to bring you just some natural scoring and three-point shooting abilities out there. And it would really help them in the case of winning an NBA championship. I really do think that. So, yeah, I like this fit for JJ Redick. I could also see him go back to the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, that being said, we really don't know which players are going to be on the 76ers next season just because there's big rumors of, like, Paul George and LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard going there. Redick is currently on a one-year, $23 million contract. He's definitely not going to get that again from the Philadelphia 76ers. But I don't know, man. Boston Celtics, JJ Redick seems like a nice match, like Kyrie Irving and JJ Redick in the backcourt at times. That's going to bring you some nice scoring. Next up, I like this one a lot, guys. Carmelo Anthony going back to the Denver Nuggets because, I don't know, it would just be fun to kind of watch Melo's career come full circle and go back to the Denver Nuggets where he was drafted to. I still think he has something left in the tank, and his just I don't know if I want to say leadership, but just his veteranness out there, play alongside Jokic and Paul Millsap. I feel like he could bring them some nice perimeter scoring. I mean, he would have the reins to be the big-time scorer on that team alongside with Jokic, and it would just be fun to watch. I think if the fans of the game would love to see it in general. If you are a Denver Nuggets fan, would you want Carmelo Anthony back on your team? I just think at this point, it's not like they're going to have like all these amazing options out there. I would love for them to go for more of a veteran point guard and also Carmelo Anthony at small forward. It'd be definitely really fun to watch. Okay, next up we have Dirk Nowitzki going back to the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, this one's no doubt. I don't see Dirk leaving that team. He's been there for 20 seasons. I think because Kobe was on the Lakers. Was it 20 seasons on the Lakers for Kobe? Regardless, Dirk Nowitzki, after this NBA season, is going to be holding that record. So yes, Dirk is not leaving the Dallas Mavericks. With that being said, I wish he did, but I understand it too, just because I want to see him in contention for a championship. He put up 12-6 last season. Just would love to see him on a team it's like a six-man role on like the Houston Rockets or a team like that. And then for the center position, we have Jusuf Nurkic. I think that's how you say it, right? Nurkic on the Phoenix Suns. Definitely interesting because I feel like if the Portland Trailblazers are going to keep Damian Lillard and also CJ McCollum, they are going to want to go for more of a veteran center out there. Nurkic, I think, is going to have a really nice NBA career. I think he'll be a solid 20 and 10 guy when it comes to his prime and probably get you about 1 or 2 blocks a game. Phoenix Suns, he gets to grow with that team. He gets to grow with Devin Booker and whoever else they draft out there. I actually do like that a lot. And then that kind of leaves, because then the Portland Trailblazers did not have to pay this man right there, and they could use that money to go for like a DeAndre Jordan or maybe even Hassan Whiteside if he, kind of fixes things up with his NBA career. I do like this a lot for both teams. All right, next up we got Rondo to the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know if I like this one all that much because Eric Bledsoe's fine. Brogdon's already sitting on the bench and on a team where he probably should be starting on. You add Rajon Rondo to the mix, and I just feel like there's too many guards on that team. He's not really a great three-point shooter. I mean, yes, he can knock them down. But I think I would much rather have the ball in Giannis's hands, kind of bringing the ball up the court, kind of like what LeBron James does or Ben Simmons. Rondo, I just feel like, yes, he has something left in the tank, obviously, but there's better fits out there for him. I don't think it's the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, next up we have Avery Bradley to the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, I guess at this point he's just trying to get paid. Right now, I will say, if the team ends up keeping Marcus Gasol and Mike Conley, and then you get Avery Bradley in the backcourt with Mike Conley, maybe even somehow re-sign Tyreke Evans, depends on how much he wants. Then it's okay. Then that move makes sense, because this team's also going to have a really good draft pick. So it depends. If you guys are going in tank mode, you definitely don't go for Avery Bradley, because it makes 0 sense at all for both of you guys. Like I said, let's say offer Avery Bradley a bitch ass contract. Well, then he gets his money, right? Next up, we have Jabari Parker to the Sacramento Kings. You know what, man? I never really thought about this one, because it says he's listed as a small forward. I think he's more of a power forward in the NBA, quite honestly, especially in this day and age of basketball. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox, Jabari Parker, it kind of gives him a chance to be the man on the team going into it's gonna be like his 3rd or 4th NBA season now. And it's a low pressure out there too, just because, when he's on the Milwaukee Bucks, currently a 6th man on that team, at least he was, after he came back from his injury, it's like there's more pressure, because that team wants to perform. They want to, get the Eastern Conference Finals and, stuff like that out there. But you get this man on the Kings, and it's just like he can go out there for, 2-3 seasons, just ball out, get himself them 24 points per game or something like that, and then he's ready to get that super max contract, right? So I do like this one a lot, Jabari Parker, the Sacramento Kings. I still personally like him on the Brooklyn Nets. I know a lot of Chicago Bulls fans are hoping that he gets targeted in the free agency also. All right, next up we got Derrick Favors of the OKC Thunder. Okay, so I kind of give Derrick Favors, kind of a bad rep every now and then, because I feel like he cannot space the floor. Now, I did see him knock down a few 3-pointers in the NBA postseason, so I think it's definitely part of his game he's working on. I personally think he could be a really good 6-man on a team. Sure, why not the OKC Thunder? I just don't think his style of play translates well into starting in the NBA. I mean, yes, he did play nice alongside Gobert. I just think from like a plus-minus standpoint, which I know a lot of people don't like looking at that stuff, it just doesn't make much sense. Derrick Favors and Steven Adams in the back or in the front court on the OKC Thunder, where is the offense coming from? I guess both those guys got to operate inside. So I don't love it unless he decides to take a bench role or he really works on his 3-point shot, can become at least like a 35 or 36% 3-point shooter. Next up, we got Enes Kanter to the Atlanta Hawks. Sure, why not? The Atlanta Hawks are not going to be very good for are not going to be very good, for many seasons. They have a big rebuild they need to go through. If the contract is right, sure, why not? Because then you got Enes Kanter, you got Dennis Schroeder, at least that's something on that team, plus combine that with whatever draft pick they get. Just because Enes Kanter, it's like defensively, he's not going to bring you all that much. Yes, he's a hustle guy out there every now and then, but I mean, he's, from a scoring standpoint, I feel like if he's like the number 2 option on a team, he could give you like 20 points and 11 rebounds. I really do think he can be that type of person. It says he averaged a double-double of 14 points and 11 rebounds. So yeah, the rebounding is always going to be there. I think the scoring can definitely get better. He's definitely capable of that. He has a pretty good stroke out there too. So why not take a shot on him? Enes Kanter to the Atlanta Hawks. Makes pretty good sense to me. All right, next up we got Elfrid Payton to the New York Knicks. I don't like this one already. I mean, this Knicks team has so many point guards as is. Like, Frank Ntilikina is going to be going to his 2nd year. Trey Burke's doing his thing out there. They just traded for, what's his name? I always forget his name, guys. I always forget his name whenever I talk about him. The guy that was on the freaking, oh my God, on the Denver Nuggets. How do I always forget his name? But I literally always do. So, whatever, bro. But yeah, Elfrid Payton to the New York Knicks makes 0 sense to me whatsoever. He just, no, they don't need it. Plus, they might freaking draft Trae Young or somebody like that. Do not like this one at all. I think he should stay on the Suns. He had a pretty good season there. Even if he becomes like a backup on the team, that'd be fine. All right, next up we have Will Barton to the Chicago Bulls. Okay, so Will Barton is 6'6". He does play shooting guard. Put up some pretty good scoring numbers last season. Thing is that that's the same exact position as Zach LaVine, who is the shooting guard of that team. So I know Will Barton is going to want a starting spot. I do think that at 6'6", he would definitely need to put on a bit more muscle, but he could probably translate into the small forward position of that team pretty nicely out there. Then you got Chris Dunn at point guard. Maybe go for a guy like a Marvin Bagley or hopefully DeAndre Ayton in the NBA draft. But I don't know if I like this all that much. Just like, I don't like to take these guys and take them out of their natural position. I want to keep him as a shooting guard just because that's how he's known to play the game of basketball, right? You put him at small forward, all of a sudden it might just destroy his NBA career. Not a big fan of this. He doesn't want to be a bench player. Go to a team where that needs like a pretty solid shooting guard. You know what, man? I'll take on my Detroit Pistons. We do need a shooting guard, so why not? Next up, we have Paul George to Los Angeles Lakers. I am pretty much confident that this is going to be happening. I know that a lot of OKC Thunder fans think he's going to come back. It definitely could happen. I definitely give them the second option right there. Philadelphia 76ers would be a fantastic pick. I know people are talking about that, but I think in the end of the day, Paul George is going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. I think he's going to be a big part of that team. I think he's going to be the number 1 scoring option. I feel like him with Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram going to his 3rd year after having a great 2nd year. could definitely do some things in the NBA. The team is still a few pieces away. I think they need a better center. Although Julius Randle's really good, I just don't like him necessarily as the starting center on a championship team. But yeah, so Paul George to the Lakers, I think that's happening. All right, next up we got Mirotic to the Portland Trail Blazers. You know what? I do like this one a lot, but I will say I really also like Mirotic on the Pelicans, just because like especially if you don't got that freaking beard going for him too, right, man? Just because like you put him on the Pelicans alongside Anthony Davis, and they just are like the perfect fit to complement each other. Now, if Boogie does come back on the team and they don't have quite enough money to pay for Mirotic, I don't know his contract situation. I think he has a player option, but I could definitely see them thinking like, you know what, Mirotic, like you're not gonna be able to start if we get Boogie back. Then them kind of going their own separate ways. Yeah, Portland Trail Blazers, he can come on that team, be their starting power forward alongside whatever center they get, whether it be Nurkic or maybe with Sam Whiteside, DeAndre Jordan, like I was saying earlier. And then they have a pretty nice floor spacer right there, a guy that can give you, 15, 16 points per game with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, both guys. At least Damian Lillard's good at attacking the basket. CJ McCollum's pretty good at cutting and stuff too, but yeah, it would really open up the floor for those guys, so why not, man? All right, DeAndre Jordan back to the Clippers. Yeah, it depends what pieces they get. I mean, in the end of the day, I think DeAndre Jordan's just going to try to get paid, which I can't say I blame him at this point. He's going to be like, what, 30, 31? Science does show that once you get past the age of 30, your athleticism starts to fall off a little bit, man. I would know that because I'm actually an outlier of that. My athleticism actually started falling off when I was 7 years old. But you know what? That's a different story for a different day. So he does have time to get that last really large contract, and I think it's going to be coming probably from the Clippers this NBA offseason. I think he will accept it, and then they're probably going to get locked into something that down the road people are going to be like, damn, dude, that was a bitch-ass contract you gave him, but I definitely can see it happening. All right, next up we got Isaiah Thomas to the Orlando Magic. The Magic need to sell some tickets. The Magic are not very good, guys, and they have not really had a great point guard for a long time. Like, Elfrid Payton was on that team for a bit. I can't even say I know. I cannot even name who the point guard is right now. Is it DJ Augustine or Shelvin Mack or somebody like that? Anyway, Isaiah Thomas on that team would definitely fit his ego because he wants to be the man out there. And I do feel like he still has a lot in the tank, in the right system. The Boston Celtics, when he was on that squad, was the right system because he was the man. Then he went over to the Cavaliers. LeBron James was the man. It kind of hurt his ego. We couldn't really settle in that style of basketball. But you put him on the Magic, it's just all guns a-blazing, man. Like, this dude is ready to go. Could probably drop about 20 points per game still. I doubt they would make the playoffs. Maybe the 8th seed, if Aaron Gordon and him are really balling out. Plus, they also got Jonathan Isaac. But yeah, I feel like it would be a nice ending for Isaiah Thomas, just to go to a team, and he could just be the big-time scorer that he once was, and maybe do something for the low-pressured Orlando Magic. All right, next we got Zach LaVine to the Charlotte Hornets. All right, so if this happens, then yeah, sign Will Barton up, right? But yeah, Zach LaVine to the Charlotte Hornets, I don't see him leaving the Chicago Bulls, and it sounds like, I don't know, man, if you're a Bulls fan, do you want Zach LaVine back on your team? Because it's going to come down to what type of money he asks for out there, and how much you value Zach LaVine on your franchise. Like, do you feel like being on the Chicago Bulls that you guys can attract other big name free agents with that money that you would be given to Zach LaVine? Now, a team like the Charlotte Hornets, they are definitely a smaller market team, so they would be willing to throw that type of money out because all of a sudden you got Zach LaVine, the athletic shooting guard on the team with Kemba Walker, and that's a pretty nice solid backcourt. I mean, it's not absolutely amazing, but it's definitely better than what they've had in years past. Maybe re-sign Dwight Howard, and all of a sudden the Charlotte Hornets, I think, could definitely fight for an 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. All right, next up we got Kevin Durant to the Golden State Warriors. Yup, he likes his super teams. Julius Randle to the Brooklyn Nets. Huh. You know, man, like, I like this. I like this because it's another instance of the Nets getting another player that is extremely young. The team has no draft picks, so I mean, they're going to start having draft picks, I think, in the 2019 or the 2020 NBA season, one of the two. But yeah, Julius Randle, he definitely is going to get himself a large contract because he had really solid numbers at the end of the Lakers season. I think he was actually leading the team in scoring, believe it or not, or at least like tied with like Brandon Ingram or something like that. But yeah, come on the team. It says he's listed as a power forward. I think he'll probably play center for the squad out there, but you got him with Spencer Dinwiddie, D'Angelo Russell, who was his teammate in the past. You got chemistry right there. And then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, the Brooklyn Nets, you got yourself another good young player. So why not go for a guy like that? Next up, we got Clint Capela to the Indiana Pacers. I will say straight up, he is a restricted free agent. I don't think there's any way in hell that the Houston Rockets are going to let go of a 23-year-old center that puts up the type of numbers that Clint Capela does put up, but also potentially can put up, like as he gets older, more in his prime. Now, if he went to the Pacers, I would absolutely love that because then it would allow Miles Turner, who is more of a perimeter-oriented big guy out there, it would allow him to play the 4 spot. And then all of a sudden, it's like you got a nice little 1-2 punch right there in the front court from a scoring, a rebounding, and a defensive standpoint, because Miles Turner's really good at defense. So is Clint Capela. You got another young player out there to run transition with Victor Oladipo. So I don't think that's going to happen, but sure, man, why not? Next up, we got Chris Paul back to the Houston Rockets. Yes, him and James Harden, they just work out nicely. That's just a really nice fit. I don't see any reason why those two would break that up. I mean, one of the best point guards in the NBA with the best shooting guard. Yeah, don't get much better than that. Tyreek, ooh, you know, man, I've seen a lot of these. You know, whoever made this article, I think his name was Allen or something like that. Props to you, bro. This is also a really nice fit. Tyreek Evans to the Miami Heat. Because the Miami Heat, it just fits, like, Tyreek Evans' game style just fits that team so nicely. A team full of all these really solid players. Yeah, they don't have, like, the superstar or the all-star. I guess Goran Dragic was technically an all-star. But, yeah, that's a really nice fit. You get Dragic and Tyreek Evans in the backcourt. You're all going to get Deion Waiters back. You can also go play small forwards that time. Is going to give you, like, what, yeah, about 19 points per game. Just another solid score on this team. All right, next we got LeBron James to the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, I will say, if LeBron, this is a what if LeBron James leaves the Cleveland Cavaliers, the team I see him going to is, do I see him going to the 76ers? I really want to see LeBron James on the Lakers with Paul George, just because that would be a lot of fun to watch, and it would also speak kind of like volumes to Russell Westbrook versus LeBron James and just the type of players they are. They both can put up triple doubles, but I want to see, we've seen Russell Westbrook play with Paul George. Now I want to see LeBron James play Paul George and see how that works out. You know what I'm saying? So I do hope that happens. But the 76ers, would it be a good fit? I'm still not a believer it would be, just because like LeBron and Ben Simmons have like the same exact play style, but I'm sure they would work it out. Next up we got Aaron. Oh my God, I love this one too, man. Just Aaron Gordon, Rudy Gobert in your front courts, the athleticism that would bring to your squad. Not to mention Aaron Gordon is a pretty solid three-point shooter. Him with Rubio, also Donovan Mitchell, who's extremely young, by the way. Says he's 6'9", 220 pounds. We all know he's one of the best dunkers of all times in the NBA. Oh, another really good fit. I think that's a move that the Utah Jazz need to make. Aaron Gordon to the Jazz. Get rid of Derrick Favors or use him as a sixth man off the bench. This is fantastic. And finally, we have, well, DeMarcus Cousins of the Houston Rockets. Would it be this is all going to depend on if the Houston Rockets get knocked out in the Western Conference Finals or the NBA Finals, because I could see them going for something like that where it's like, okay, we are going to sign DeMarcus Cousins. That means we got to let Clint Capela walk. I could see them doing something like that just because teaming up DeMarcus with Chris Paul and James Harden. We see what those two point guards have done for Clint Capela, right? I say point guard because James Harden is kind of also like a point guard, just plays the shooting guard position. But yes, so DeMarcus Cousins playing with two of the best guards in the world. That would be a lot of fun to watch. Do I think it's going to happen? I think the Houston Rockets would probably stick it out with Clint Capela, who is younger and also not as injury prone as DeMarcus Cousins. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all of these different scenarios and what ifs and rumors. I thought there were some really good ones on this article. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.